Please subscribe my channel. Clear out your desk today. The sentence hit gently, like bumpy air you try to ignore until the plane suddenly dips. I looked at the boss's son sitting across the shiny conference table. The same one I'd used for 10 years, planning flight paths, dealing with air traffic rules, and cutting minutes off schedules that saved the company millions. His girlfriend stood behind him, arms crossed, already acting with the easy assurance of someone who had never worked for it. I pushed my employee ID card across the table. "You have 30 minutes, I said quietly, before the whole fleet stops flying. Give your father my best." That was the spark, the starting point. I still remember when his father hired me. The company was much smaller back then, with fewer planes and less arrogance. He shook my hand like it truly meant something. I helped build the foundation from the ground up. Better fuel use, smarter crew schedules, backup plans for bad weather that nobody else predicted. I knew every airport runway, every faster way through red tape, every delicate connection with government officials in 3 countries. I wasn't showy. I didn't brag. I just made everything run smoothly. The son joined later with his polished business school grin and handed down power. He called me part of the family during meetings and said he trusted me more than any numbers on a page. I believed him because I valued steady work more than praise. That was my error. The shift started small. Meeting invites that left me out, choices made without asking the operations team. Her name began showing up on emails, first copied, then in charge. She didn't seek advice, she gave orders. I saw flight routes changed without my okay. Planes held up for no good operations reason. Pilots quietly phoned me, puzzled. I sorted it out. I always sorted it out. I stayed silent because I believed loyalty paid off. Then I spotted the message, not sent to me, but about me. Once he's gone, we can simplify things. He's old-fashioned. Old-fashioned because I insisted on safety backups, because I wouldn't risk lives for better-looking reports. I didn't challenge them right away. I smiled and agreed. But I began keeping records. I moved carefully. I quit fixing errors right on the spot. Instead, I noted them down, saved old copies, stored approvals, every flight route permission that only I had the login for. I checked over agreements I'd handled myself years before. Many still needed my personal approval to stay active, a protection I demanded long ago. I watched them get more confident. She took my seat in meetings. He repeated her ideas like they were perfect. They figured I was trapped. I was actually creating a plan. The firing meeting was nearly courteous. Human resources there, reading from a script. Company reorganization. He delivered it like he'd rehearsed in front of a mirror. She avoided my gaze. I didn't fight or plead. I turned in my badge. That's when I began the timer. By minute 5, the first warning popped up in the control room. A flight path approval had run out, one that needed my renewal. The computer marked it as waiting. No way around it. At minute 10, a fuel company halted deliveries. The deal required my online sign-off to continue. They had never updated it. At minute 15, approval for 2 overseas air corridors expired. It was short-term and reparable if you knew how. They didn't. Phones began buzzing. Pilots stuck on the ground. Timetables falling apart like weak string. He rushed into the hallway, his calm finally breaking. "What have you done?" "Nothing," I replied. "I just stopped doing it all." The father phoned at minute 23. His tone was even but threatening. "Explain this." I did, clearly and exactly. I described what I'd created, the protections in place, who could access them, who couldn't. I didn't blame anyone. I shared the details like a routine weather update, impossible to argue with, no emotion. There was quiet on the call, then one short line. "Put my son back in charge." I smiled at last. "No," I answered. "This is where I leave." By minute 30, every plane was grounded, not damaged, not wrecked, simply stopped. All lawful, all proper. I sent one last email with files attached, full records, a step-by-step timeline, my resignation right away, plus a bill for advisory services to restart everything, 3 times my old pay, for at least 6 months, due immediately. They wired the money in under an hour, not out of respect, but because flights don't wait for arguments. I left that day feeling freer than I had in years. Not mad, not out for revenge, just accurate. Betrayal doesn't need drama. It needs clear facts, a reflection positioned just right, so the truth has nowhere to hide. I didn't destroy them. I simply let them feel what the company was like without my help. And that was enough.